I'm here tonight with Jane Warren, author of the book Have You Ever Wondered? Jane, tell us something about the book.
Have You Ever Wondered is a poem, and it is written for specifically for adults rather than children, although it's written in a very childlike manner. And the purpose of the book is to try to explore and give people ideas and thoughts and get kind of the juices going in terms of what are we doing here and how did we come to be here and where are we headed in this life? And it doesn't attempt to answer any of those questions. It just opens up a whole bunch of possibilities and helps people to explore in a way that I'm hoping is very accessible and fun and yet at the same time very thought provoking.
Great. Is there a particular part of the book that you're fond of?
Well, well, I like the whole book, but different parts of it resonate with me at different times when I'm thinking about things and as I'm going through my day. I think there's some fun sort of parts in there that I particularly enjoy just because they're more humorous, I guess, and looking at the whole. So where did not where did we come from, but what's in control of all of this? Is anything in control of all of this? And there's a part where it talks about maybe we're part of some big experiment titled "If Matter Goes Conscious, What Happens Then?" And I've always liked that particular line because um, it's fun and it's tickling to me as to maybe we are maybe they're just people are out there or people or beings are out there taking notes on what happens as consciousness becomes more and more and more to the fore in people's minds.
And how did you happen to meet Yelena Joy, the illustrator for the book?
Well, Elena and I met last January in one of the Hendricks Institute courses, and we met but had no idea that we had anything to collaborate on. And I wrote this poem almost a year ago now and hadn't really done anything with it. It was just sitting there, and I knew that I needed, or I knew somehow that I needed to do something with it, but I didn't know how and I didn't know what. And Yelena is part of a group through the Hendricks Institute that I'm part of. And so one day I just decided, I got to do something. I don't know what. I need to ask for help, which is not my forte. But I did, and I put it out to the whole group of here's this thing that I have written, this poem that I have written. Anybody got any ideas what to do with it? And a number of people had some very good ideas, most of which were make it into a book. Um, but Yelena came back and said the same thing, and she was an illustrator and would love to illustrate it, which is what it desperately needed. And it was just like, wow, right there, right in front of me, all the time. And so that's how. So she started to illustrate it and got caught up in the words and the the energy of the whole thing and the beautiful, beautiful illustrations that you see as a result are a result of what she's capable of doing, which is just fabulous, fabulous. I really think, I mean, I love the poem, and obviously it is very meaningful to me. And the words, or not the words, the illustrations just made the whole thing come alive.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
So, do you have more poetry books in the works? And if so, what can you tell us about them?
Yes, I have more. We have more poetry books in the works. We really see this Have You Ever Wondered as the start of a whole series of books that will each aim to look at some topic to do with, again, the kind of more esoteric topics of what we're doing here and how do we relate to the world. So the next one that we're working on right now is one that's called When Time Runs Away on Me, Where Does It Go? Which is an exploration of our relationship with time, but again, in a very sort of light and hopefully humorous and easy to read and at the same time thought-provoking way of looking at things. So that's that one, and then the other one, which is not as far along just yet, but that we're also looking at is one on which I don't have a really good name for yet, so I'm obviously not quite at that point, but looking at gender and energies and men and women and boys and girls and male and female versus masculine, feminine, and how we get these all mixed up and separated, and so that's there as well. And then there's a whole other list of ideas that are brewing, but don't have form or titles just yet. So
So how did you get started in the world of writing poetry?
I just started. It just, I think as I have moved along my journey of kind of figuring out who I am and why I'm here, which has been ongoing for the last, consciously ongoing for the last 2.5 years probably. This kind of playing with words and playing with rhythm and playing with rhymes and playing with um, simplifying things. I mean, it's something that I've always enjoyed doing, trying to explain complex things, but never in this way. And this just started to come one day, and this poem was a result probably of about 8 or 9 months of just playing around with stuff. And then one day I just sat down and went. I was kind of inspired, I think, by all the things that I had been reading and studying and learning about this whole area. And my mind was a little bit fried by the concepts, which can be a little bit complicated. And this just kind of appeared, which sounds a little peculiar, but that's what happened. So, and then of course I honed it. But so the book, with its beautiful illustrations, is a result of a fairly mysterious process, quite honestly. But there we are.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.